It is Tribute Liveries League Season 4, and we've moved from the Group 4 BMW to this single-seater. It's an Adrian Newey concept design, and it is the Red Bull Junior. Lots and lots more downforce with this little animal then. It's a 2-litre normally aspirated engine, no turbo this time round. 281 brake horsepower, and it's light, 550 kilos. It's got a 6-speed box on board, giving 150 plus miles per hour. Now the setup for this has been developed by Buzzin and Dazman, and Daz, unfortunately due to work commitment, isn't able to fully commit to all of the season, but we'll see him in some of the later races. Now of course I am triple champion, but it's not going to be easy this time round. We've got 6 Karters, 4 esport racers, each with 2 legendary superkart liveries each, and the series is sponsored by Vision PPE, bg4x4.co.uk and Hizzy 999. Round 1 then, and we are off to sunny France, the Alsace region to be precise, Alsace village. It is a road circuit, it is a fictional circuit, but nonetheless extremely challenging for our competitors. Let's take a look at the grid then. On the front with the slowest qualifying time in the Roger Goff livery, that is ex-Karter Kevin Butler. Just behind him is the Lennart Bohlin livery, and that's driven by historic Karter Will Cottrell. In third place, it is historic Karter Frank Crankshaw in the Peak Rebs livery. Just behind him it is historic Karter and super Karter Martin Marks, and he's running the Mark Allen livery. Just behind him is our Australian entrant, that is Mikus. Beautiful Reg Gange livery there. Just behind him in the Rob Kerkhoven livery, that is the youngster, that is Callan. Watch out for your corner cutting, Callan. Just behind him in that beautiful GPA Paul Elmore livery, that is X250 Karter Bob Hipkin. And here he is, the man to beat in the Tim Parrott livery, Buzzin TimG, triple champion. And finally, setting the fastest time and therefore last in the reverse grid, that is Ash Vinny, the Scotsman from Gibraltar, in the Dave Buttigieg livery. So here we go then, round 1, race 1, sponsored by Hizzy 999 and Vision PPE. Commentators Tim Gunter and Stewie Jackart, they're under starters orders, and they are away. Bit of a slow start by Frank Crankshaw there, he got really bogged down. Buzzin's made a great start here from 8th on the grid as they head to the first corner. Then he's going to try and get inside Mikus here, but look at it, oh, he's managed to get up the inside of Callan as well. Great start for Buzzin, he's up to 3rd place already as Kevin Butler Rangali heads them then off into turn 2, which is a very fast left-hander, and then into a very sharp awkward camber right-hander. You can see Will Cottrell is really pushing Kevin in these early stages then. 3rd place to Buzzin, 4th place it is Bob Hipkin. And that's a great start from Buzzin there off the line as we go on board with Kevin Butler. Kind of start that Buzzin had was not unlike the kind of start I used to make.
Oh, will you shut up?
Oh, Christ, just shut up, Stewie. Right, let's concentrate on the racing. Paul Elmore is your chief steward, as per always. He's going to be looking out for corner entry and corner cutting on the track limits then, and they're all over the back of Kevin Butler now. You can see Will Cottrell trying to find a way by as Buzzin gets a slipstream off. Buzzin's all over the back of Will Cottrell like a rash, and Bob Hipkins in there as well. Callan's trying to get up the inside of Ash Vinny here. Seems to have pulled that one off. I think he's just going to head him off into the left-hander up the hill. No, Ash is coming back at him as Buzzin's trying to find a way past Will Cottrell ahead in the Lennart Bohlin livery, but out in front it is Kevin Butler in the Roger Goff livery, just a little bit out of step there. I think Buzzin's got up the inside of Will Cottrell. Yeah, he has. Buzzin second now in the Tim Parrott livery then. Looks like he's going to try and take Kevin Butler up the inside as well into turn one. He's going to pull this off. Lovely line by Buzzin as Kevin goes a little bit wide and Buzzin takes the lead from Kevin Butler then. Then it's Will Cottrell. Then it is Callan who's got ahead of Ashford, and Bob Hipkin has dropped back now into the clutches of Martin Marks and Frank Crankshaw, who's at the back. Not sure what happened to Mickers. I think he had a bit of an off on that first lap, and he has dropped back to 9th place. As we said, missing for this race today is Dasman due to work commitments, which is a real shame because he is no slouch on this circuit in this Red Bull Junior. Then Will Cottrell trying to go up the inside of Kevin Butler. Is he going to pull that one off? And Callan is right up behind them, 3 abreast now as they take the right-hander. So Will Cottrell moves up into 2nd place. Kevin Butler, trying to come into it. Will just stepping out, and there's a little bit of lag as well on the Salt corner as you saw the cars jolt there. Kevin Butler into the fast right-hander. Callan goes through with some sort of speed there. See just behind him, Bob Hipkin has also got past Will Cottrell. Will Cottrell's gone back to 5th place now under the name Europa GT. Bob Hipkin's managed to get past Kevin. He's made a mistake there, and Bob Hipkin is straight through there. Yeah, Kevin's going backwards at an extreme rate of knots at the moment. I think it won't be too long before we see Will Cottrell make the move on him. There's a little nudge from Will into that corner, and gentlemanly just lets Kevin go ahead. Kevin missed a gear there, you might have heard that, and I think Will's going to be through him, and Martin Marks now in the light blue Mark Allen livery is on the back of these two now as well as they take turn 1 and head up the hill flat open. We're on board with Martin Marks, who just lately has been spending more time on the grass during practice. He might win the Flymo livery that Dasman has designed if he keeps that one up. Mickers also getting back in touch now, and Frank Crankshaw's dropped back on. There you go, there's Martin Marks. Mower deck down. Yep, mower deck down for Martin then. Definitely up for the Flymo livery award, as we see Mickers now has moved into 6th place. Martin Marks demoted to 7th with that outing onto the grass. Meanwhile up front it is Buzzin, and he's got a healthy lead over Callan. He's just set the fastest lap so far. No mistakes from Buzzin in that Anderson Kodak Tim Parrott livery then out in front. There is Callan. He's being hard pressed by Bob Hipkin. Bob Hipkin goes through in that beautiful Paul Elmore livery, being chased by the Rob Kerkhoven livery of Callan then. Callan into 3rd. Will Cottrell still holds 4th from Kevin Butler. Now, is Callan going to have a go into the final couple of turns? Not going to get to see that. We cut to Will Cottrell in the Lennart Bohlin livery. And look, Mickers is right up on Kevin Butler now. Mickers in the Reg Gange Zip livery then. Looks as though he's taken a beautiful line through there, and I think Kevin was a little bit too sedately through there. Mickers is going to be up on the inside of him and try and take him into turn 1. I'm sure he's up. Yep. Nice move by Mickers then. He goes up into 5th place. Kevin Butler demoted to 6th now, although Kevin's trying to come back at him with the slipstream now. There's Martin Marks in the Mark Allen livery. He's been pushed by Ash Finney, the Scotsman from Gibraltar, in the Dave Buttigieg livery, the yellow one there. And there's, I believe, Frank Crankshaw. Yep, Frank Crankshaw still in touch with these two. That's quite impressive for Crank. He's very much on a learning curve with this car as Ash Finney goes a little bit wide there. Martin Marks just gets a bit of a jump on him, a couple of car lengths. He got up there as Frank Crankshaw is still holding on to the back of these two, and he's not that far behind Rangali, Kevin Butler and Mickers. So fair play to Frank, he's giving it his all. Out in front it is Buzzin now. We go on board with him into the flat out left. Nana flat out left, the kink to the right, brake hard for the right-hander, try not to take too much of the curb, and then out to the left-hand curb, flat out into the left-hander without going over the track limits. There is Bob Hipkin, he's a couple of seconds behind Buzzin, as you can see in that Paul Elmore livery, and then it is Will Cottrell, and Mickers is catching Will Cottrell extreme rate of knots as well, and Callan's trying to stay in touch with those two as well. So it's Will Cottrell then into the final couple of turns. Will's lap time's not too bad at all, but Mickers is certainly on a charge in that orange Reg Gange zip livery then, although Callan is trying to put him under pressure into turn one as Mickers goes a little bit wide. It'd be nice to get a shot there. We can see Callan is alongside him now in the Rob Kerkhoven livery then, the red Rob Kerkhoven livery, 1-1-1 on board with Mickers. There is Callan right on the bumper. Is he going to try and go up the inside there? Callan does go up the inside. That's a pretty good move there from Callan if he can make it stick, but Mickers has got his foot to the board. He's not letting him have it easily, and of course he is going to have the inside for this corner unless Callan can get ahead, but Mickers is not giving him any room whatsoever. I think this is going to be textbook here. Oh, Callan just catches the end plate there of Mickers' zip, and that sends him off, and he's lost at least seven car lengths there, and again takes too much curb onto the grass. Another candidate, the Flymo livery. Yeah, I've got to admire that move by Mickers there. He didn't give up on and let Callan get ahead of him, because Callan is slightly quicker on lap times, and now you can see that Reg Gange livery is catching Will Cottrell ahead, and Will Cottrell's gone wide. I'm sure Mickers is going to take advantage here, and indeed he does. So that's Will Cottrell in the Lennart Bohlin livery, demoted to 4th place by the Australian driver in the Reg Gange livery. So Mickers goes through in 3rd place. In 4th place it is Will Cottrell, Europa GT, then it's Ash Finney, then it's Kevin Butler, and then it's Martin Marks, and Callan has dropped back to 8th place now. He showed a lot of promise in practice. As we go to the front, he's just got just over 1.5 laps to go now, Buzzin. He's got a healthy lead over Bob Hipkin as he goes through there in that beautiful gold GPA Paul Elmore livery then. I know Paul's going to be quite happy about the way he's performing. 3rd place then in the Reg Gange livery is the Australian. He's actually racing, I'm sure it's about 1 o'clock in the morning for Mickers. There is Will Cottrell. Just behind him it is Ash Finney. Oh, Ash takes way too much curb then, and this little Red Bull Junior does not like a lot of curb. It bottoms out and he goes wide. Shame there for John. He didn't have the best of starts. He's not had a good connection either on the network all weekend. Is Buzzin fully committed through that one. He's certainly not slowing down. Bob Hipkin comes through the final turn. He's also going for it, as you can see. Buzzin's got fastest lap at the moment as he heads into turn 1. There's Bob Hipkin through, just a couple of seconds behind him then a couple more seconds than that. About 3.5 seconds behind it is Mickers, the Australian. Little bit of lag there. There goes Will Cottrell in 4th. It's a great performance by Will. He doesn't use GT Sport that much. Then goes Kevin Butler. Callan's under pressure from Martin Marks now in the Mark Allen livery. Don't know whether he's going to quite be able to get up on Callan on this last lap though. In 8th place it is Frank Crankshaw. Some steady lap times there, fairly consistent for Frank. It's not the fastest, but he does put in some consistent times. Buzzin fully committed through there. He's certainly not slowing down. He knows how quick Bob Hipkin is behind him. Certainly not going to let him get anywhere near him for the remainder of this race. We're on board with him then. And you can see it's a long way back to nobody there. Buzzin heads into the very tight right-hander. Can't take any curb. Head out towards the curb on the left. Then it's out to the right. Not too tight on the inside. Flat out up the hill. He's just got a couple of corners left then in this opening race of season 4. He is the triple champion. He's got everything to lose. Into the final corner then is going to be Buzzin who wins the opening race, and he's pleased about that one. Buzzin takes first. Second place, great drive from Bob Hipkin, and an equally great drive from the Australian. He was back in 8th place at one stage, just clips the corner there. That is Mikus in 3rd place in the Reg Gange livery. 4th, it is going to be Callan in the Rob Kerkhoven livery, then it's Kevin Butler in the Goff livery, then it's the Lennart Bohlin livery of Will Cottrell, and then Martin Marks. Join us again for race 2.